Hi, I'm Kona Cat, and today I'm going to show you how to set up for the advanced rules of Santa's Workshop, and it is good. If you're a seasoned gamer, you'll love it. If you're new to gaming, new to the hobby, and like a little more depth and play to your game, the advanced side is for you. I would say go ahead and start with the standard side because it makes moving to the advanced side super easy. You already understand how to play and go through the turns and everything, and with the advanced side, you're just adding a little spark of fun. So let me get on in here and show you how to play. I'm going to show you how to set up for the advanced rules of Santa's Workshop. The setup is the same regardless of how many players you have, 2, 3, 4, or 5. There is a variant for the 2 and 3 player games, which I'll show you after we get through the basic setup here. So let's get started. We're going to start with the red side of the board. So this outline part will be red. We will have our coal here. Coal needs to be near the board. We have our assembly tokens, our fabric, our metal, our wood, all near the board as well. We are gonna have these training tokens. So these are a little different from the standard side. There's a stack of them for the fabric, for the metal, for the wood. You are going to place one of these on their corresponding spots on the board. If you see, they each have rewards underneath, but we're gonna keep those secret, even though we know what that one is. So out on the board, you'll see these spaces for where to place those. So we're gonna place those out here, and it's only on the material options here. Next, we are going to fill up the mailroom like we did with the standard side. You're gonna shuffle all of Santa's letters. You're gonna put 6 toys out in the corresponding spots out in the mailroom. We're then going to set up the reindeers here. This is also a little different. If you notice, the advanced deck will have them lettered A, B, and C. You need to make sure you shuffle each letter. So we're going to shuffle all the A's, we're going to shuffle all the B's, and we shuffle all the C's, and then we stack them. C on the bottom, B, and then A's, and then we are going to draw 3 A's from the first side of the deck, as you can see here. So 3 A's will be out here for the reindeers. And again, this is the advanced deck. The advanced deck looks like this, while the standard deck looks like this. So again, they do a really good job color coordinating everything. The reindeer that have green are for the standard side of the board, and the reindeer with the red colors are for the red board, which is also the advanced. And again, you are going to separate out the letters, shuffle them by their groups, and then put them together, C, B, and A in a stack next to the stables here. And let's not forget Santa here. We're gonna place Santa on his spot up here. This game plays 9 rounds instead of 6. The standard side plays 6. This one we're gonna start on December 16th instead of December 19th. We got a little excited there. We have our sleigh near the board, of course, still. For the player board, we're gonna pick the side that does not have the tree. We're gonna pick the side that has this coal cart here instead of the giant Christmas tree. We're gonna put each of our meeples in their meeple spots up here, are color coordinated. Each color has its own boards. This one's red. We also have green, and I'll show, these are the advanced side. This is the green advanced side. This is the blue advanced side. This is the gold advanced side. And we have a silver advanced side. So we're playing with the advanced side. This is the standards tree. Advanced is coal cart. Now, you're gonna, again, get your corresponding meeples, put them up here. You're gonna take your victory markers and put them on the 0 spot here. We're gonna make sure every player has 2 toys to start with. And then this is where things get a little different for the setup. 1, each player is gonna get coal. 2 coal is going to go into the bottom spots of their coal cart here. We're going to take these coal cart upgrades. Each player will get 2 of these. The one with the 4 wood here will go on the top row. The one with the 2 wood will go on the second row. And we're going to cover up those first 2 rows of the coal cart. Then we have our mining upgrade. And these are these little tokens here. One has a 2, one has a 4. If you see on the back, they're the same regard, it's 4s and 2s, but so we're going to start with a 2 and a 4, and the 2 is going to go to the left and the 4 here is going to go to the right. We also have an upgrade for reindeer blankets. That's these with the purple fabric on them. We have a 2 and a 4. We want the 2 and a 4 to also be on the left and the right. So here we have the mining tools upgrades. It's a 2 and a 4 steel. And this, we have 2 and 4 for the cloth for the reindeer blankets. So that's how this is going to set up. Last but not least, we're going to take 5 of your corresponding colored ornaments here. So red will get the 5 ornaments. You are going to actually keep them face up next to your board here. If I can do that without throwing them around. We got all 5 here. You're going to keep all those next to your player board here. Again, face up. And the first player token is given to the player who most recently gave a gift. If you are setting up for a 2 or 3 player game, there are a couple of changes to our setup. One, each player is going to take a Santa's helper. We have 3 right here, and we now have the names of them because I actually read through all the rules. We have Sparkles. This is Sparkles. We have Zelf. This is Zelf. And we have Perry, the snowman here. So each player, whether it's 2 or 3 players, will take an extra helper, and that helper will count as another worker towards your normal elves. So instead of playing with 3, each player will play with 4 helpers. We are also going to use an elf from an unused player to block off one of the reindeer spots up here. So we're not gonna be playing with green. So we're gonna place green up in one of the spots up here. Whether it is a 2 or 3 player game, that is the same setup. And for a 2 player game, you are going to keep an additional 4 unused elves to the side that we're going to be using during the gameplay, and I'll show you here. So the changes to the actual gameplay for a 3 player game is only 2 elves can be placed in the reindeer stables, as we have blocked one off up here. For a 2 player game, the changes are at the Christmas trees, players may not place an elf on the 1 point station. So on this tree here, we're going to be blocking off this guy here with one of the unused workers. So the only station you can send your elf to is the one with the tree marker. And also for the 2 player game, only 1 elf can be placed in the material shops here and the mail room here. So we aren't going to block them off because we're still going to give the players an option of which station they are going to go to. But when red decides to go to this one, we will block off the other one so it can't be used by red or the other player. And again, you're going to be using your helper like a regular elf. So let's say we send this guy, our Zelf guy, to that spot. As soon as red does that, we will have to block off the other area with an unused elf color. So we know we're not able to send any more workers to that spot. And those are the changes for the 2 to 3 player game. The game flow for the advanced rules of the game still plays the same as the standard rules of the game. We're going to be sending our workers out to all the areas on the board, making things happen, getting points set up, going to the tree, getting resources, going to get letters, taking care of the reindeer, building toys, hanging ornaments. The only thing that's different is we have a coal cart here. And the coal cart here is how you buy anything in this game for resources. In order to get metal, you have to spend coal. In order to get wood, you have to spend coal. If you want the upgrade, you have to spend coal. If you want a reindeer, you have to spend the number of coal that's up at the top. The only places you don't spend coal are the assembly line here, the tree, and Santa's letter, the mailroom here. Let's go over the basics of the board real quick just to show you the difference. One, as I said before, we're going to play this in 9 rounds instead of 6. So we start on December 16th, where on the standard side, we start on the 19th. We have our coal mine here. Let's go check it out. There is a closed spot here for 1 player, and there is a big open space for multiple workers here. So 1 worker can go in this spot and gain victory point immediately when they refill their coal cart. Everyone else can go into this spot and fill it up, but no victory points are given. You cannot place an elf in the coal mine if your coal cart is completely full. So that's not an option if you're completely full here. Anytime you refill your cart and you have the mining upgrade, you will get 1 point for each mining tool you have upgraded. Now, the tree works a little different on the advanced side. You are going to pick which reward you want to place, which ornament you want to place. So I can pick the reward I'm going to get and place here. So let's say I'm going to pick the 3 victory points. When I place my elf out here, if I place him in this spot, the first player marker will move to the next player. If I place him in this spot, I get 1 victory point. So let's say we go out here. When we place our elf, we get one of these 2 rewards from it. We also get the reward from here, and we get to place wherever we want to on the board our ornament. We are going to flip it over to the color side and pick a spot and take that reward as well. Now we have the assembly room. We have first, second, third spot for our workers. First and second are closed, so only 1 worker can go in those spots. Third is wide open. The way this works is the first player that lands on this first spot will gain an assembly token. The second player will also gain an assembly token, but they have the option to add a second assembly token, but they must give the first player 3 victory points. If any workers go in this third spot, also can pick 1 assembly token, and they have the option to gather 2 more assembly tokens. They can get 1 from the first player, 1 from the second player, and that will also give them 3 victory points for the player in this spot and 2 victory points in the player in this. You are able to get help from your own elves. So say I had this guy here. I can get help from my own elf, but I will not gain victory points, but I will get the help. So to make sure this makes sense, you can get 1 assembly token no matter what, whichever spot you go to. If you choose to get a second one, the worker before you, if they are not your own player, will get a certain number of victory points for that extra help. So you would be giving them victory points for you to get another assembly token. Next, we have our material shops. These are set up a little different, like I said, than the standard side. Here we have the coal icons. That's how many coal you have to spend in order to get the items. All 3 are set up the same. So the first spot is 1 coal for 2 fabric, 2 coals for 3. It's the same down here. You spend 1 coal to get a training token here. Each shop has 1 available for each day. So you have the option on your player board here, and I will bring this in a little closer so you can see there are 6 spots, 2 for each elf worker here. You can place your token on those spots. You can place it material side up, or you can place it point side up. If you choose to use the material side, every time you go to that shop, you will gain an additional material. If you choose the point side, you will gain those points immediately, and that's it. And again, the option is available for each of the shops here, and only 1 each day is available. So if you take this training token, it does not get replenished until the next day. Now, our last couple of spots here, the mailroom still operates pretty similarly to the standard side with a couple additions. One, we have there are 2 closed spots. There are no open spots for workers, so only 1 worker can go here, 1 worker here. On this side, we're able to draw up to 3 toy cards, and again, 1 at a time. So you can take 1, you would replace it. You can take another one. You can also take from the top of the deck up to 3 or up to the limit you have in your hand, which is 5. You cannot be building more than 5 unfinished toys at a time. This spot here, if you go here, you will replenish all 6 that are shown. So you will clear all 6 out. Make a little discard pile, replenish. Try to get these a little fast. All right, we replenish all 6, and you can pick up to 2 cards or what your limit is in your toys here. Let me show you how to complete a toy and get the toy points along the way. These will happen as you play, not at the end of the game. So the card here, this number up here is the number of points you will get when you complete it. This is what is necessary to build it. 2 assembly tokens, 4 wood. This one only needs 1 assembly token, 1 metal. He's worth 3 points. And as you send your workers out, say we send 1 here, we get our blue token here. That's going to go there. If we send this guy to get metal, we spend We spend one of our coal to get 2 metal. I'm going to place 1 metal here. Let's say I have all my upgrades. I have everything done. I cannot use this one. Then I do not take it. In the standard side, we have a donation pile where we get to send this to. In this game, you can't take what you can't use. So we have our jacks completed here. And during your turn, as soon as you have a toy built, you can complete it. You're going to turn in the required materials here. You're going to take your 3 points on the victory track. You're going to flip this over to be counted towards completed pile. Now for the reindeers up here, also a little different. Each reindeer has a cost of coal up at the top right of the card. This dancer costs us 3 coal, but he will give us 2 wood when we collect him. Dasher also is 3 coal, but he will give us 2 fabric when we collect him. And you gain the benefit immediately when you take them, and you can lay them face down on your mats. Nobody knows who all you got. And again, these 3 spots are all closed off. So 1, 2, 3 spots for you to go there. You're still doing the same thing, like trying to collect unique reindeer so that you can get the most points from it. And when you take a reindeer, then you are going to replenish that spot as well. Okay, so that's everything on the board here for your options to play the game. Let's show you how to work this player board here for the upgrades. I'm gonna try to do this carefully. Just remember we have our coal available down here, and you cannot put any more coal than what's open up, but we're gonna move this off so I can show you how this works. We have our mining tool upgrades here, our reindeer blankets here, and when you get to metal, you can choose to use them towards the upgrade. You would remove this from the game, and every time you go to the coal mine, you would get 1 victory point. Now, when you turn in 4 here, you would be able to get an additional one. So during the game, you would get 1 victory point every time you go to the coal mine. And at the end of the game, you would get 4 points for having completed all of them. Reindeer blankets work the same for the reindeers. So you would turn in 2 fabric to get the reindeer blanket upgrade, remove that from the game. And every time you go get a reindeer, they will cost 1 less coal. When you do the second one, you would also get 1 less coal. So when you go to visit the reindeers, you would get the benefit of -2 coals for the cost. And at the end of the game, you would get 4 victory points. Now, last part on here are these coal cart upgrades. When you spend 2 wood, you turn that in, you remove this whole block, and you're now free to gather that many coal. Now on this one, you would turn in 4, remove this, and you would gather that many. And when you have cleared both of them at the end of the game, you will have 4 victory points. Now, the turn order is the same as the standard side. You're gonna be sending your workers out. And when you've sent them all out and everyone's have been placed, you're gonna do the end of day maintenance, which is you bring all your characters back. You bring all your workers back. You're going to replenish the reindeer deck here. The current ones will go to the bottom. You'll add 3 new ones to the top here. And you will move Santa to the next spot on the date tracker. The only difference between this and the standard side is that you're going to keep the first player marker with whoever moved it during your gameplay. So that will stay. That will not move like it does in the standard version. Now Santa's inspection on these every 3 days works the same as well. So for Santa's inspection, we want the most Christmas cheer. You're going to count up your completed toys. You're going to count up how many ornaments you have hung in the tree, and that's going to be your Christmas cheer number. And whoever has the most will get 8 points. Whoever has the second most will get 4. Third will get 2. A fourth will get 1. And if they're toys, you're going to take those toys and put them in Santa's sleigh here. And then they are no longer counted towards future Santa inspections. So they're counted once, and then you start over again for the next 3 days. We're gonna keep playing our workers out each day till there's none left to play. And then at end of day, move to the next spot. Again, every 3 days, you are going to do a Santa inspection, and the board is very, very clear on when that happens. So if you get a little lost in the rules, trust me, the board tells all. Okay, so we get through all of this. We get to the end of game. The end of game scoring, the only thing you're gonna add extra as you go along are some of the bonuses you got along the way. So if you cleared off your mining tools, you would get 4. If you got all of your reindeer blanket upgrades, you would get 4. If you got all your coal card upgrades, you would get 4. If you got all of these training tokens placed, you would get 2 for each of those. On the board itself, it actually tells you your extra points. Your mat upgrades, you'll get 1 point for each token on unfinished toys. Your reindeer count will be for the individuals. So every individual, if you have 1, you would get 3, 2 different kinds. Say we got Donner and Dancer, we would get 5 points. And if you have any reindeer of the same kind, you would get an extra 2 points. So if I had 2 Donners and a Dancer, I would get 5 points for Donner and Dancer, plus another 2 points for the extra reindeer. And whoever has the most points at the end will win. And if there's a tie, the player with the most reindeer cards is the winner. And if there's still a tie, the player with the most leftover coal is the winner. And if there's still a tie, just share the victory and enjoy it. And that is everything I can show you on how to play Santa's Workshop. I've unboxed it. I've showed you the standard rules. I've showed you the advanced rules. That is everything I can show you. I hope you all enjoy this game. Have fun with it. Have a wonderful holiday season. And I'll see you next year for the next load of games. Bye.